So far, we have learned that God is wanting to live eternally with His own special people. They have chosen to love Him most of all. All sounds good so far, except that in this process of learning to love God, wrong choices are made. The Bible calls it sin. Let's talk a little bit about sin. From the Bible, we learn what sin is: transgression of God's law, not doing what God has commanded, doing what God has prohibited, failing to do what we know is good. The effects of sin are separation from God, cannot go and live in heaven with God, cannot be a part of God's special people. A penalty of death is required. No hope of saving myself. The Bible tells us that sin will be committed by all people. Since God cannot have a relationship with sin, just one sin in a person's life would prevent them from living with God. How would God solve this problem of sin that is in everyone's life? Saying you're sorry isn't enough to pay for the penalty of sin. Neither trying to forget that you ever committed the sin. You see, sin doesn't just disappear. One of God's characteristics is that He is a just God, and justice demands there be a payment for sin, which is death. Will you have to pay the penalty for your sins? God's plan for man to be saved from sin is truly the greatest story ever told.